What's up, guys? Back with me this year, we got the Sabrina Teenage Witch, Season 1, Episode 4, Terrible Things. Okay, so this episode starts off with Sabrina just walking to her school until she realizes that she's wearing the same dress as Libby, her rival. So she decided to use her magic. So she goes into the bathroom to change her clothes until she realizes that she's wearing the same clothes as Jenny. And then after the theme song, Serena's just hanging out in the room when Sam the cat just walks in and Ansel's like, "Hey, Sam, it's time for your community service because you can't expect to not get community service after trying to complete world conquests." So yeah, he says, "I'll do it," and she's like, "Hey Sam, you gotta do it," but he's like, she's doing that. You gotta do nice things for the world. And he's like, what is the nice things you did? She's like, I've, I've done nice things, and then he's like, oh yeah, all you do is change your clothes and use your, ever since you got your powers is to change your clothes and do all this stuff, and he's like, you gotta make 3 wishes to people. First, first, Jenny and Libby are this whole, debate team thing where Libby wants to be president, and so does Jenny, and Jenny's almost got this guy when Libby says, "Hey, pizza," and he's like, "Sorry, but I'm signing with Libby." So Sabrina uses her magic to make to make all the votes fall in Jenny's favor. So then Harvey's like, "Hey," I'm on. I need to I've been drinking this protein to get onto the team, and there's this guy, got destroyer. So there's not if he doesn't get a hand injury or anything else, I'll be benched. So what did Sabrina do? She used her magic to hurt his hand. So yeah, and then her last wish thing is to help her teacher, and she helps him discover gold. And yeah, and then and Zelda has this music student, and he's to her not very good at his music thing. So she's like, yeah. So she destroys his guitar, and then she rebuilds it, saying, "Oh yeah, that's good." So, and Zelda's like, "Hey Sabrina, you shouldn't twist with fate. You shouldn't give people wish come true." And she's like, things haven't gone that bad. So once she goes to Harvey's first game. He gets on the bench and he falls. He gets clobbered. He loses. And what does Harvey's dad do? He makes him watch it over and over and over again, saying that he'll learn something. Him losing is gonna make him learn something. That's bad. So yeah, so I think this is making Sabrina learn that, yeah. So Jenny goes into the principal office one day, and he's like, "All your plans, they won't work. So that you can't do any of them." So yeah, and then the teacher finally discovers her teacher, Mr. Poole, is finally rich. So yeah, so Sam's like, "Hey, I don't like doing this," and she's like, "What about prison?" And he's like, ah, and he's like, he's like, I got a problem. He's like, I don't want to hear your problem. But Zella's like, I want to hear your problem. So she tells her problem about, the faith thing and how, yeah. So, and she's like, didn't tell you not to mess with not to mess with mortal lives, and yeah. So then they get so then they get so yeah. So then they get called by Mr. Doyle, who is and 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 it's like a closet that opens up, and she's like, this is like a principal's office, and the minute lady, and she's like, don't I know you? And Drill's the guy that stood Hilda up so many times. He's like, and Hilda tries to say she has a boyfriend. He's like, and what's his name? He's like, he's like, and you and I have you and that guy. She says, and I, and she says they have a good time, and he kind of like disintegrates his secretary after after she does something wrong because yeah, or something because we never see her again. All we see is her teeth after. So yeah, so he's like, hey Sabrina, you better change everything back, or you might turn into Salem's new cat friend. So you might turn into Sabrina the cat. So so yeah. So 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 first she so she so she uses her magical powers to whatever Mr. Poole was thinking in his head to not be in his head, and she was also thinking about how and Jenny was like, hey, I'm stepping down for presidency, and Libby the new I'm making Libby the new president, and Libby, she's just awful. She's like, oh yeah, I get to be in control again, and basically, yeah. So basically, that wraps up that wraps up this episode. So, this episode was really interesting. It kind of taught Sabrina, don't mess with things that you can't control. Like, don't mess with people's lives. Like, she gave the people all what they wished for, wished for, and it kind of backfired on her. So yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, because have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.